Hello there. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about children who see spirits. Now this comes from my book, chapter 2, talks about a spirit friend that I had when I was younger and I didn't know she was spirit. Now Daisy was a young girl who I used to hang around with, and she used to come to my house sometimes and play, and I thought she was just my regular friend until one day when I was with another friend. I noticed that they was ignoring each other. So as a young child, I asked my other friend, why are you not talking to Daisy? And Daisy said, because she can't see me. And when she told me that, she giggled and then disappeared. So that was the first time, I was absolutely shocked that she just disappeared in front of me. But that was the first time I realised that Daisy was a spirit child. And it made me wonder how many of my other friends was also spirit children. So I really believe that happens a lot with children. I know with my own children, they had spirit friends. And we're not talking about an imaginary friend. We're talking about spirit children that play with our children. So if you have a young child, there is certain signs, certain giveaways that will tell you whether your child is talking to a spirit friend. Now, obviously, one of the giveaways would be if you hear them speaking to themselves. A lot of children, when they're in the bedroom playing, you can hear them talking. And if you just take a listen, if they're talking in a way that they would be talking to somebody else and they're laughing with them and they're kind of having full-on conversations with them, or, you know, they're talking to them as if somebody was there, then it's most probably that there is a spirit child in the room with them. Also, a lot, especially if they're very young children, they'll see spirit friends and they'll be watching them. Or sometimes it's not even a little child. Sometimes it could be a family member, like a grandparent, or, you know, somebody who's passed over in the family. But if you see your child kind of looking around and focusing in a certain place and maybe even laughing, a lot of children then laugh, then maybe that's just a relative that's come to visit them. And that happens quite a bit. Now, if you find that your child definitely does have spirit children that they're playing with because you've heard them and because of certain things that they've said, or even some children actually come out and say it, they'll say like, no, I'm playing with my friend. Oh, there's nobody there. Yes, there is, Mum. I'm playing with Johnny. You know, so if that happens, there's certain things as a parent that I would recommend. And of course, everybody's different, and this might not work in your household and it might not work with your family. So just take this with a pinch of salt, because this is just what works for me. But what I would recommend, or at least what works for me, is don't make a big deal out of it. That's a really important factor. Don't make it, you know, oh, are you playing with a spirit child? Is the ghost? Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Let's tell Auntie Jill what's going on. Don't make a big deal out of it. Instead, just kind of casually bring it into the conversation. So while you're doing something, without acting too interested, you could maybe just bring it up like, oh, I noticed, have you got a new friend? Or who are you playing with in your bedroom? You know, just a few questions, and then leave it for a while, let it go. Maybe let it pass for a week or so before you ask any more questions. But try not to make a big deal out of it, I feel, is really important. The second thing also is the option of not doing nothing and not saying nothing and just letting them get on with it. But at the same time, maybe having conversations or talking to other people while your children are listening in a very kind of casual way about spirits and spirit children being around. I know when I was younger, there was a family member who had a imaginary friend. I'm not sure if it was an imaginary friend or a spirit friend. And it was like a big thing in my family, like, oh, she's got an imaginary friend, oh my goodness. And there was a lot of talk about that, and that really stopped me from talking about my friends, my spirit friends, or mentioning them, because I didn't want that kind of attention and that wow factor, and oh my god, and I didn't want the interrogations that I knew would come with it. So I think that's one of the, you know, things that stopped me from talking a lot about my spirit friends. As a child medium and someone who's seen spirit my whole life, one thing I would have liked is to not have a big deal about spirit. in the household. So that may be an option for your household also, not making a big deal out of things. Now, as your children get a little bit older, if they're watching things on the telly, and even cartoons and children's program, this can involve, but if there's things about ghosts on the television, and you know there's quite a few cartoons where they do have ghosts, and you find that your child may be getting to a point where they're realizing maybe the friend's a ghost, and maybe they produce some kind of fear in them, and they're kind of putting it together and making this mix and match, and it's not working out. So if you find that your child's getting scared, there's a few things you can do. One of the things that you can do is kind of get some glitter and just get your child to blow the glitter around the room and make this big deal out of the glitter. Say it's magical glitter, and once this is around the room, only good things can come in, only good dreams can come in, only good people can come in. This is really magic glitter, if they're young enough to, if they're at that age where they would believe that. And then get them to blow the glitter around the room. Now obviously that means you're going to have glitter stuck in everything for weeks, but it does work. I know of a lot of children that have had nightmares, they've had night terrors, they've been crying, they've been scared at night, they've had really bad sleeps, or they're very scared to go to bed, and as soon as the parents done this glitter thing, it really has helped. Now I'm not saying that's going to help for every household, but that could definitely help. It just kind of makes them believe that only good things can come in the room, and the glitter is a great option. The other option is, if you're a bit more creative and you don't want glitter, is to get something for them to draw. You know, say to them, look, this is a magic symbol. If this was in your bedroom, only good things can come in, only good dreams can happen, and get them to draw this symbol and then kind of stick it on the door or stick it on the bedroom on the way in. And that way they're going to believe that nothing can come through that magical symbol, nothing can get past that magical symbol. So be a little bit creative and kind of think about things that would work for the age of your child and the character of your child, the personality of your child. Obviously every child's different. Some children, even at a young age, may say, that's not going to work, that's just glitter, I'm not stupid, you know. And other children may be going, oh my goodness, this is amazing, I've got magic fairy dust. So just trying to be creative. The idea is to get your child to believe that their room is protected and only good things can come in, because the spirits that are around them are never going to hurt them. They're not going to hurt them. They're rather going to be spirit family members who love them and just want to check up on them, a grandfather who wants to check up on his grandson, etc. Or they're going to be little spirit children that have snuck into this world to play with our children, because children are children, and that's what we do. We sneak into the next playground to play with other children. We cross that road to play with our neighbour, or at least we used to do, before life got too protected, we couldn't go out the door. But we sneak over the road to play with them friends across the road. That's what children do, and they sneak in from heaven, from the other side, to play with our children, and they're never going to harm them. But unfortunately, and I personally think it's a great thing that children have spirit around them, but unfortunately then a lot of the media, a lot of television kind of puts children into a fear state, and you know, instead of being my spirit friend, the mind's turning in them to really ghouly ghosts that could hurt them, and something that they need to get rid of, something that they need to eliminate, and all these, the media pretty much trashes ghosts. So even for children, I mean, you know, that's what they do. So accept it for what it is. If your child has got mediumistic abilities and they're communicating with other children, let it go, enjoy it, let them enjoy it. It's a natural part of growing up. I do believe many children see spirit. If they're a bit scared, try and get something going on where they can feel protected, feel safe, and in kind of flowing conversation, let it come out as if it was a normal thing, as if spirit would never hurt you. You know, if there's something on the television about ghosts that are negative, just kind of casually turn around and say, well, that's rubbish. A ghost is never going to hurt you. A spirit is never going to hurt you. They don't do that. What rubbish is that? You know, just try and make that very casual in your household, so that the door is open for talk if they wanted to talk about it. I hope that's helpful. My little input on children who see spirit children. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, click like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.